So hello everyone. So this is our fourth video of our Python automation series. Okay. So in this video we will be creating an Excel automation project. Okay. So this will be like an office level automation. Okay, which will be done using the single Python script. Okay. So in this script, basically, we will be reading an Excel data, cleaning the missing data, okay, calculating the totals, creating our business logic, and generating a summary sheet, and applying some colors on it, okay, and now creating a one more sheet that will be our chart sheet, okay. In this chart sheet, we will be having a one bar graph and one pie chart, okay. So let me show you our base Excel. Okay, so I am able to see in my VS Code because of I have installed Excel. You can also install it. Okay, but there is one drawback that you unable to see the chart. Okay, so let's see. So this is our basic or base Excel. Okay, there is some data. Basically, based on there are columns: date, product, quantity, and price. Okay, so in product column, we having the products like laptop, mouse, keyboard, and their quantity and their price. Okay. So let me execute first Python script and understanding that what it is actually doing. Okay. Okay. So let me open that final Excel report that is created by the Python. Okay. So basically you can see there are three sheets. Okay. First one is sales data, second one is summary, and third one is chart. Okay. In sales data, you can see there are two new columns are added over there, which is total amount. Okay. And how we are calculating that total amount, that is quantity multiplied by the price. Okay. And there is a new column named status, sales status. Basically it will be having the three values like high, low, medium. Okay. And we are representing it through colors, and the logic which categorizing the color we will define in the code itself. Okay. Now there is another sheet name called summary that will be having some matrices. Okay, that will be total sales, total orders. Okay, high order sales, and these values we are getting based on our sales data. Okay, which is getting these values by some. Okay, now creating the chart over there. Okay, there are one bar graph, product versus total amount. Okay, and the second one is pie chart, basically sales status distribution. Okay, so as you can see how in minute it is creating these data. Okay, and I'm using that data only, but there can be a thousand of data. Okay, and you can calculate it like a seconds. Okay, so let's move to our code. Okay, so let me delete it. We will be writing it down one by one. Okay, so first of all, this is our steps. Okay, we will be coding step by step. Okay, so first of all we will be required some modules. Okay, we will use the pandas and openpy excel. Panda we will be using to read the excel and work with the tabular data, and for openpy excel we will be using to create charts and curling the background colors. Okay, because using pandas we can't do. Okay, so we will be using pandas and openpy excel. So let me import this openpy excel, import load workbook, openpy excel styles, import pattern fill. Okay, openpy excel from open chart. Okay, so this will be used, pandas will be used to read excel and work with excel, openpy excel for format excel and creating charts. Okay, pattern fill is used to apply background. Okay, and that chart related classes which will be deriving from openpy excel. Okay, so I guess from there will be from. Okay, now we will be need to create the entry point and exit point of our Python script. For that we will be require two variables. First one will be the input file. Okay, so in input file we will be declaring our base excel name, that will be the sales data. Okay, and in the output file we will be declaring the our final excel report. Okay, so input file will be our sales data and output file will be the sales reports. Okay, or we will define it as final Excel report. Okay, as per previous name. Okay. Okay. Now we will be the our first step is to read the Excel. For that we will be using the pandas data frame. Okay. So what it is basically a data frame. A data frame is an as an Excel inside the Python. You can memorize it like that. Okay. So now df equal to pd dot read Excel our input file name. Okay. Input file. So after that uh, we are able to read the Excel. Now we will be creating a simple reading process is completed. Okay, so now our step 1 is completed. Now we will be moved to our step 2. Why step 2? So our step 2 is based on data cleaning. As you can see in our Excel, there are some missing values. Okay, so we have to remove them. Okay, so we can perform the accurate accurate result. Okay, for that we will be using our drop any method, basically that is used to remove the rows where any column is empty. Okay, so for that df dot drop na. Okay, and now in place equal to true defines that we have to modify our original data frame only. Okay, so our step 2 is also completed. Now we will be moved to our step 3. Okay, for step 3, we have to create a new column named total amount, and we will be using a formula, okay, that is quantity multiplied by price to get the total amount of each. Okay, so we will be creating the df total amount. Okay, so as you can see, quantity, price, and there will be a new column created E. Okay, so now our step 3 is also completed. Okay, so let me rename it to amount. Okay, that will be more good. Okay, so after that we will be moved to our step 4. Okay, now we have to create one more column name status column. Okay, but for that we have to create a function name sales status. Okay, and here we will pass the amount. Okay, and let it be 1,15,000. Okay, so here I am creating our business logic function. Okay, this is our business based on the total amount. Okay, so for that okay, so here if its function decides that sale category based on the total amount. Okay, and here is the total amount. If it is greater than 1 lakh, then it will be high, and if it will be greater than 50,000 or equal to, it will be medium, else it will be low. So we will be use this function. Okay, so let me create our new column name sales status. Okay, and now we will be utilizing the total amount. Okay, okay, so what this basically means, so this basically means that apply function apply apply runs the function for each row value of the total amount. Okay, that specified column over there is total amount. Okay, total amount. Okay, so we will be getting these values high, low, medium to our new column that will be created as a b c d e f. Okay, oh, I did not remember a b c d. So after that, now we have to create a new sheet named summary sheet. Okay, for creating that summary sheet, now we will be creating this separate data frame for management summary. Okay, for that let me create a variable okay, summary df. Okay, and in that we will be using our pandas data frame dot data frame. Okay, circular bracket curly bracket. Okay, in that we will be creating a new column named metric. That will metric. Okay, so let me first define, then I will explain you. So first row will be total revenue. Revenue. Okay, next will be total orders. Okay, and next will be high sales order. Second one will be medium sales order, and third one will be the low sales order. Okay, so this will be our matrix column. Okay, now after that we will need to give the values to these. Okay, so we will be creating our new column name value. Okay, and for that now there will be a circular bracket. Okay, okay, let me delete it. Okay, so after that we will be defining df total amount sum. Okay, I it is doing it like that. df total amount. After that I need to create the total rows. For that I will be using lendf. After that I need to create high count, medium count and low count. For that circular bracket df. Okay, now square brackets sales status. Okay, for that high sum. Okay, similarly medium and low. Okay, okay, so now I have clear with these values low. Okay, now there is a syntax error over there. Okay, that okay. Okay, so what is basically this? So as you can see there is a summary sheet which will be having two columns named metrics and values. Okay, so we have declared the row one by one: total sales, total orders, high order sales, okay, medium and low sales, and the value will be based on our the base excel, as you can see over there. Sorry, so here is the data we are calculating. Okay, so this is simple, not need to explain much. Okay, let's move to our code. So after defining the summary sheet, we will be printing that our summary sheet is created. Okay, so I think that it will be little complex, but there is a one criteria. Okay, while using the pandas, na, you will be using that square brackets more. Okay, so you have to take care when to use the circular brackets and when to use the square bracket. Generally we use square brackets to target the columns. Okay, so after that we have to write data. Okay, writing data to excel. Okay, so for writing data, as we have created our sheet one name sales data and summary sheet, for writing we will be using xls writer. Okay, this allows you to writing multiple sheets in one excel without corruption. Okay, so pd dot excel writer. So here as you can see I am using engine and openpy excel. You can use other engines also like xls writer. Okay, based on your requirement. So after that I need to write the sales data to first sheet. For that, df to Excel method, to Excel method, to Excel, and the syntax is like that. So here you can see we are writing data for our sales data, and this one is for summary. Okay, so this is basically the syntax over there, and we are defining the sheet name, that is sales data and summary. Okay, so now we have written the data, now printing a generic print statement for it. Okay, now our seventh step is to apply the condition formats. Basically in these we will be applying the color coding using hex code. Okay, so first of all we will need to load the Excel. For that we will be using a variable wb and using the load Excel file again for applying formatting. For that, load workbook output file path. Okay, so after that I need to select the sales data sheet. For that, ws equal to wb sales data. Okay, wb sales data. Okay, now I am able to target that sales data sheet. Okay, if I have to use summary, then I will be writing over summary over there. So we will be defining our background colors. For that we will be using the pattern fill. Pattern fill is used to apply the background colors, okay, using the hex color coding. Okay, so we will be required three pattern fill. First one will be the high fill, second one will be the medium fill, and low fill. Low fill will be denoted by red. Okay, and other two will be using green for high and yellow for medium. Okay, so now create our high fill. In high fill we will be using pattern. Okay, so this color coding is not required. For a green color the color coding will be C6E, I guess, FCE. So this will be the color coding for green. Okay, let me copy it. Okay, so this color coding we will be using, and fill type will be solid. Okay, so now we will be creating for our medium medium and for low fill. Okay, for red. Okay, now we have created these. Okay, now we have to apply on our data rows. Okay, and we need to make sure we need to skip for our header. Okay, for row in range to vs dot max row plus 1. Okay, we will be use another logic over there, simpler one. Okay, so creating a column, our column f will contains the sales status. Okay, so first of all targeting that column. Okay, status cell. Okay, ws and then row. Okay, now we have targeted our f sales status. Okay, now we have to apply colors based on status. Okay, for that, if status cell value equal to high, then if status value equal to high, then status dot cell fill high. Okay, and for medium also, and for low also. Okay, for low also. Now we have applied the colors based on status. Now we will be printing our generic statements over there. Okay, now our eighth step is to creating the Excel charts. Okay, we have created these two, sales data and summary. Now our main agenda is chart. Okay, for chart you can see we have to create a one bar graph, and second one is our pie chart. Okay, and for bar graph I am targeting that product and totals amount based from the sales data. Okay, as you can see. Okay, and for pie chart I am targeting our medium sales, and these value I am getting from these sales status. Okay, So now close it. Okay, and jump to our code and creating lodging of our chart. Okay, first of all we will need to create a new worksheet that will hold the chart. Okay, for that we will be using chart dot sheet. Okay, wb dot create sheet title charts. Okay, this one is correct. We will be using, so this will be used to create a new worksheet. Okay, so after that our first one is to create the bar chart. Okay, and the bar chart will be like that: product versus product versus total amount. Okay, so product versus total amount, and our pie chart, basically pie chart will be having data like sales versus sales versus sales status distribution. Okay, so first jumping over the bar chart. Okay, so first of all we will be create empty bar chart object, and the syntax is given as below: bar dot chart bar chart. So this will be create our empty bar chart object. Now we are created the object. Now we have to set the title of our bar chart, that is product versus total amount. Okay, now there will be an x-axis and there will be a y-axis. Okay, the x-axis denote the product and y-axis will denote the total amount. Okay, so we have denoted our basically name of our x-axis, y-axis. Now we have to get the numeric data from our required columns, and the columns which will be targeting our total amount column, which we will be targeting through column E. Okay, and our product column, which will be targeting through column B. Okay, so create a variable that will hold these numeric data. The syntax is given as below. Okay, bare minimum. Okay, so this is correct. So basically vs dot max row. Okay, let the so basically I am getting these two variables. Okay, and basically the data data will be having the numeric data. Okay, based on our total amount column. Okay, so basically that ws means our data sales data sheet. Okay, and min call 5 represent our column E. Okay, and that min row 1 means that we have to include the header. Okay, and that ws dot max row will means that we have to iterate over the last data row. Okay, similarly we are using this category. Okay, to get the category label. Okay, to get the category label. Okay, label, and we are targeting the product column B. Okay, but here you can see we are using min row equal to 2 because we have to skip header, because previously we need the header. Okay, to apply in our bar chart. Okay, so we have the values, numeric values. Now we have to map these numeric values to our bar chart. Okay, for that we will be use our bar chart object, add data. So here we are getting the numeric data and mapping to our bar chart. Okay, now after getting these values and bar chart, we have to place our bar chart, that where we can place our bar chart. Okay, for that we will be add bar chart a1. This is the position of our bar chart at like top left. Okay, so now our bar chart is done. Now we will move to our pie chart. Okay, for pie chart we will be creating our new empty pie chart object. For that pie underscore chart. Okay, after that we have to give the title to that. Okay, similar to bar chart. Okay, so now we will be creating our two data. Okay, two data reference. First one will be having the labels based on label high, medium, low. Okay, and second one will be having numeric data to pie chart. Okay, to pie chart. Okay, for that let's create labels. Okay, so here as you can see that WB denotes the summary sheet. Okay, min col 1 is our matrix column, and min row 4 denotes our high, and max row denotes 6. Okay, so matrix column is our first column, okay, of the summary sheet. Okay, and also as you know we have the two columns, metric column and value column, in our second sheet. Okay, so similarly for data, so here min column 2 represent the value column. Okay, now our basic, as per our basic understanding, we have to map these numeric values. For that we will be using this. Okay, this will use to attach the numeric data to the pie chart. Okay, now similarly we have to add labels also. Okay, for that we will be using this similar way. Set categories, add labels. Set categories is used to add labels to the pie chart. Okay, for numeric data we are using the add underscore data. Okay, and for placing the pie, similar pie, pie, or what will be used, pie or care sheet. Basically we will use the care sheet. Okay, care sheet dot add pie chart at A20 location. Okay, and this will not overlap, this will be good. Okay, so after this our final step will be what, to save the output file. Okay, now printing it. So this is our code basically. Okay, so we will delete our this excel report. Okay, so it will not hamper. So now let's execute it. I hope we will get one bug so we can fix it. No bug. Okay, okay, but there is a reading process completed. Okay, so first of all our python is doing the reading process. Okay, we are reading the values from our base excel. Okay, here then we are removing the missing values. Okay, now we are calculating our total sales column. Okay, creating our total sales column, okay, in sheet 1, and similarly creating the status column. Okay, so after that we will be creating a summary sheet basically. So let me show you. So as you can see there are three sheets. Okay, first one is the sales data. Sales data we are getting the two new columns, basically total amount and sales status. We are applying color coding over here. Okay, so this is our sales data. Now our second sheet, which is summary, where we will be calculating the total revenue, total orders, high sales order, medium sales order, low sales order. Basically we are counting these. Okay, so as you can see in sales data we are having four low and one high. Okay, so basically we are doing like that. Okay, and the last one is our chart. Okay, as you can see we are creating in seconds this chart. Okay, product versus total amount, and our pie chart is sales distribution. So as you can see that through python, how in minutes we can get the our required data and creating our required data sets. Okay, and from data sets we can create the visual representation. Okay, using charts. So for example, if you have to give the reports to your manager, okay, so you can use these approach. Okay, I'm not telling that you need to use the exact code. For example, you have to create the many columns. Okay, and you can create your own business logic, or here I am using this business logic, you can create according to your business logic. Okay, so you can follow the base pillars of this code. Okay, and apply according to your requirements. Okay, so in our next video we will be connecting with our API and getting the data, okay, from the API, and we will be storing data in Excel. Okay, so this will be the series and flow of our upcoming videos. I hope you understand it. Okay, and also you first follow these approach. Okay, that how many libraries are used with respect to the Excel, and then create the differences of these libraries, that which library will be used for that. Okay, for example we have used pandas. Okay, for pandas for getting interacted with our Excel file. Okay, tabular data. Okay, and open py excel we used for color coding or creating the charts. Okay, like that. So thank you, that's all for this video. We will meet in our next video.